Anytime that you see percentages questions in the second half of a section, you know that there's trouble, okay? This is a high danger zone for traps and tricks. The SAT loves to use percentages to kind of get you. So what we need is something that's reliable, that's going to get us the answer without much thought, right? So this is where the open formula comes in, which I invented, and that we'll use to kind of understand the percentages as they appear on the SAT. So O stands for original, P stands for percentage, and the N stands for new. It kind of looks like the word open when we factor the equals in. So what do we have? A sample of seawater is 3.5% salt by mass and contains 1,000 grams of salt. Which of the following is closer to the mass in grams of the sample of seawater? So the real key here is we need to know what our original is and what our new value is. The percentage is easy, 0.035. Okay, we have to write it as a decimal, but it's very straightforward, just given in the question. We're not increasing by a percentage or decreasing. It is just, what is this percent? So it's a simple percentage. Now, what is the 1,000 grams? That's the salt, right? So the salt is 3.5% of the seawater. So the seawater is like our base. That's our original amount. And the 1,000 is the 3.5%. So what most people do is they put this in the wrong spot. The 1,000 goes over here. We don't know what our original amount of seawater is. Now, even if we just thought about the situation, you should be able to eliminate C and D. Because just think about it. It doesn't make any sense. There's 1,000 grams of salt, and you're telling me that that means there's 965 grams of seawater? 35 grams of seawater? Have you ever seen salt water? 3.5% is a really small amount of salt. So it's a lot of water. We shouldn't have a small, tiny amount of water. We shouldn't have less water than we have salt. It doesn't make any sense with the story. A or B have to be the answer. Now, to get it, since we plugged in the formula the right way, we can just divide by 0.035. And we have our calculators. It's definitely going to be a calculator question whenever we have percentages. So 1,000 divided by 0.035 is 28,571.4, which roughly is choice A. And that's it. That's it. The whole thing. So notice, if we do this right, it's really easy. It's literally division, and the calculator does the division for us. The problem with any percentage question is it's very rarely the math itself. It's very rarely the arithmetic that's the issue. It's the setup. So the formula is meant to help us put things in the right places and force us to think about where things are going to go. The original versus the new is the key piece, right? So that's the O is the original value and the N is the new value. So think about, what is it we're starting with? What's our base? What are we taking a percentage of? That's going to be our original. Associate that letter O with the original and the of, right? Of the sample of seawater, right? So hopefully that helps. But if you see a percentages questions, you should instantly be worried, because that's where the traps happen. So that's actually a good strategy. Knowing where to be worried on the SAT is a good way to avoid the traps.